When the drummer folds, turns to the rock. Check it out. Monkeypox. We're going to get to the bottom of this because they like homos and monkeys, and then they like no homos. I mean, I don't know. There's just so much going on. Misinformation. So you get confused and you don't know what to believe. Because that's what people tell me when we talk about certain things. They don't know what to believe. But check it out. We're going to figure out what to believe with this video right here and see what this man is talking about.
I was having a lot of fatigue and body aches. I just thought it was exhaustion from traveling. But the next morning, I woke up with rashes all over my hands. The lesions started spreading to the more usual suspect areas. So that really made the doctors sort of confirm that what I had was monkeypox.
Kevin Kawong believes he was first infected in late June, about a month after monkeypox cases began to be reported in the U.S.
It was sort of this like mystery disease. I think I approached things cautiously, but at the same time, I wasn't even sure what to be aware of.
By late July, the World Health Organization declared it a global health emergency, their highest level of alert.
It will not be the next COVID-19 pandemic, but as a public health professional, I am very worried about what's unfolding because this has the possibility to become a new virus that circulates regularly.
So how does monkeypox spread? And what can be done to contain this outbreak?
How does it spread?
It's called monkeypox because it was first detected in research monkeys and because it's closely related to smallpox.
The way I think about smallpox, it's the human version of monkeypox. It's not engineered to exploit human cells and human bodies. We're like an accidental host.
Monkeypox is endemic to parts of Africa, where it mostly circulates among rodents. Occasionally, from close interactions like hunting or eating, monkeypox will spread from an animal to a human. And in May of 2022, someone showing symptoms traveled from Nigeria to the United Kingdom. Soon after, other cases began appearing in the UK.
But check it out, what they're trying to tell you. They're telling you that sometime monkeypox is going to be a normal virus. Now, monkeys, check it out. HIV, monkeys, homosexuality, Africans, that's homos. Now, monkeypox, same thing, and then it's spread by humans because of homos. So now this man that went to the doctor, he clearly said what was the take on it, what the doctor told him. So now, is this man a homo? Because that's why it said it spreads. So let's continue to see what's going on because it's going to get real slick.
Portugal, Sweden, the U.S.
Previously, the outbreaks were fairly limited. Epidemiologists were able to bring it under control. In the current outbreak, it's spreading fairly efficiently between humans, primarily through sexual contact.
When infected, monkeypox gets into your bloodstream and creates lesions on the skin. While it can spread through respiratory droplets or bodily fluids, with this 2022 outbreak, it's rare. The most common way...
Think about how they say you catch it. The throat, the head, whatever, the nozzle is all up in the chest. Going back to what they said in the very beginning, and it's why I tell people, always remember what you told. Doesn't matter if it lasts 4 months, 5 months. Remember how it first was told to you, because in the long run, it makes a difference.
It spreads is through skin-to-skin contact with those lesions.
We know that during intimate contact or cuddling, etc., you make these microabrasions in the skin. You can't really see it a lot of times, but they're there. So the virus just jumps from the person who has it, and there's tons of it, into one of these microabrasions.
Once infected, it can take a while for symptoms to appear. That can happen as soon as 5 days after infection to nearly 3 weeks after, but they usually appear around here. And these first few days of symptoms look like a typical illness as your immune system kicks in to begin fighting the disease. Fever, headache, fatigue, and even the swelling of your lymph nodes.
Now, this is why I say it's important. They're telling you this monkeypox could be spread. This was a simple hug. Can I get a hug? Yo, I love you. Let me get a hug. Let's hug. Group hug, everyone. Come on, group hug. So now, think about it. They did say being intimate, but I thought it was going to be more sexual preference or sexual like talk involved. But it's like you could just hug somebody and the monkeypox is yours.
It's after that that the rash and lesions typically begin, especially on the hands and face. With the outbreak that began in 2022, the lesions appeared differently. They can be localized more on the genitals and even appear more like bumps, something that not all medical professionals are trained to identify.
Even when I went into urgent care, they told me that this.
All right. So even if this is spread through sex, S-E-X, question is he having sex with another man? And then, if he's not having sex with another man, he might not be having sex with nobody. But now look at his foot. Look at his fucking face. You see it? So this is what I'm trying to figure out. You know, you don't have to be involved with homosexuality to catch this. But they are saying homosexuality is how it started. Now they're also saying you could just give somebody a hug and just like that. Get away from me. Cross your fingers. He got monkeypox.
It was definitely not monkeypox, because the way that monkeypox had been appearing in photos that they've received were larger lesions, umbilicated, so kind of like donut shaped all throughout the body. And I just didn't have any of that at the time.
People thought to have visible rashes like what you'd see in the textbooks with these huge boils on people's arms, but they could be very, very subtle.
Textbooks.
Dr. Chin Wong was able to diagnose and
right?
prescribe Kevin T-Pox, an antiviral medication that the government already had stockpiled.
There was a lot of preparedness, particularly after the September 11th attacks and the anthrax mailings that went into preparing for smallpox. We had a lot of tools.
You heard what she just said. After 9/11, you know what that is? That's when the World Trade Center came down. But they said they had a stack. They had boats of this shit doing 911. And now you bringing it out for the monkeypox? Now remember, we had the corona. There was no talk about with the corona. They were telling us they're going to give you mosquito medicine, all type of craziness. They're like, we got some shit we working on for raccoons. We may use it on the people to try to figure out we could stop this virus. But just listen and pay close attention.
Already in the arsenal to fight smallpox, but that also work for monkeypox.
The stockpile includes an approved vaccine. U.S. authorities are testing RNA doses and ordering 2.5 million more.
And so we are in a relatively good position against this virus than we would be against a virus that we had never prepared for before. But we need to make sure that we use those tools.
With the COVID, they said, look, I watched this lady, never seen her again. And she said, we are facing a heavy crisis. We have this, what she was saying, she even called it COVID. She called it something else. And she said, we have no idea what's going on. Why? Because this is a new disease attacking the masses. We're going to figure this shit out. Us and the scientists, Well Health International, all these centers, see, we're going to figure this shit out. Then you go into the Encyclopedia 1985, and it's there in the book. So why would this lady tell people on TV they have no idea what we're dealing with?
Appropriately and aggressively in order to bring this virus under control.
The vaccine can also be used as part of the treatment. If given within 4 days after the exposure, it can prevent the infection or at least make it less severe.
You can develop your antibodies because it's so slow. It's because it's trying to find a rat and it's a human.
The vaccines to come available have been restricted to the community monkeypox is affecting most, men who have sex with men.
Among the 6,000 cases currently reported to the World Health Organization.
Now, she said the people that it affects the most, like they being discriminated against. And you got to understand something when you understand numerology on how they use numerology. So a lot of times you don't pay attention because you said they just giving us information. But a lot of times they tell you 6 or they tell you 600 or they tell you 6,000. You think every time they measure something, it's always 600 or 6,000. Remember, 6 feet. Stay the fuck away from me. 6 feet. Back to 6 feet. And then a lot of times they tell you, oh, this was 600 years. And they go, for 6,000 years, human beings before us, there was dinosaurs. I'm just saying, pay attention, listen.
98% are in men who have sex with men, but we also want to be very careful not to stigmatize the disease or to give the impression that it is exclusively and forever limited to men who have sex with men, because that's not the case.
It's a human virus. It can attack anyone.
Public health officials are concerned about the virus spreading to other vulnerable groups like children or even U.S. animals, which is why the messaging is the same as the last outbreak we saw. Stop the spread and get vaccinated.
All right, so basically, they trying to vaccinate every goddamn body. They're going to come up with anything because within these vaccinations that they're giving us, it's to help decrease the population. That's plain and simple. Simple mathematics. So like I said, when the drama unfolds, turn to the rock. But you know the outro. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out, banging out, rocking out with Drama Rock. Now I'm signing out. Peace.